Hey guys, if you like this video through the end, please give a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe in the end so I can keep bringing more and more content for you all. The story begins with a guy with hand tattoos driving a car and listening to music when a drunk woman in the backseat was feeling dizzy. She was constantly swirling as it kept feeling hazy to her, but something in her mind was saying that she shouldn't fall asleep, but it was quite hard for her to keep her eyes closed. After withstanding the feeling for quite some time, she couldn't sway the feeling away as she finally fell asleep, which made the guy in the driving seat smirk on his own. It seems that the guy has another accomplice with him, and they were snickering, talking to each other about the woman's body with bad intentions after they reached someplace quiet. When the guy gets a knife in his hand, the woman finally wakes up and started regaining her senses. When she asks what they were trying to do with her, the guy in the back that was holding her orders her to stay still as the guy in front of her was trying to spread her legs. Just when the guy in front was about to unzip his pants, the woman ends up kicking his face and claims that she warned them already. After some time, police cars started turning up on the spot and one of the lieutenants shouted at the woman, calling her Hannah. The woman who was trapped by two men some minutes ago is now seemingly optimistic, standing with bloodstained clothes. It seems that the woman named Hannah is a top counterterrorism agent. She was hired by a PMC from the Special Missions Unit, and she has never failed a single mission, which ended up putting an astronomical price on her head. Hannah's only living relative is a twin brother in the intelligence service, which makes it more exciting. The lieutenant was in a bad situation as she was ordered not to kill anyone, but Hannah was unfazed since they weren't fully dead yet. She claimed that she was drunk and was acting in self-defense while impaired, but the lieutenant wasn't impressed by her answer. Hannah secured a burner phone and the knife from the scene as evidence, along with a recording from the crime scene. After seeing the clean clothes on the lieutenant, she instantly asked for his clothes and changed right there. Hannah helped the lieutenant with the criminals, and when it came to the subject of compensation, he promised to treat her after getting the paycheck. Before going to have soju for the dinner, the lieutenant asked Hannah about Dewey, who is now traveling all over the world including the USA, as he started getting assigned to real missions after getting discharged from the UDT. Suddenly, Hannah gets a call from a Cambodian number. Thinking that it was her brother, she picked it up, and someone from the other side claimed to be from the National Security and Intelligence Service and stated that her brother Dewey Lee didn't survive his last mission. When the lieutenant was sitting in the car shouting for Hannah, he didn't know what was going on inside her head, but after seeing her react like that, he suddenly paused. She was shouting and cursing the man on the other side of the phone as she couldn't believe her brother's death. When Hannah broke into tears, dropping to the ground, all of the officers on the premise ran at her to clear up the situation and console her. The next scene moves into a flashback of the childhood of Hannah and Dewey, where Hannah is seen consoling her twin brother while he is crying and apologizing to her for complaining about the food. That day, Dewey promised her sister, saying that he will make sure that no one will hurt her ever again. Hannah instantly wakes up seeing the uncanny nightmare as she sees the bloody face of her brother and looks at their picture together on the table. When she was about to weep in pain, she hears a sound from under the floor and discovers a hole in it. She ends up finding a cell phone inside the hole and expected her brother to be on the other side. It was indeed her brother, but the signal was too weak. She decided to track his location but realized he must be in a fix. She decided to travel to Cambodia, so she doesn't actually end up losing her brother for real. Meanwhile, Giulio Parenti, the capo of the Sicilian mafia, was getting ready to travel to Cambodia as one of his men, Niccolo, was shot dead at the scene, and he wasn't going to just let that slide. Hannah was already at the airport traveling to Cambodia, and she was talking to a person named Taijun, who informed her that her brother must have stolen something that belonged to the mafia as they tried to take him out with a suicide bomber. She ordered Taijun to be at the main exit of Phnom Penh Airport at 9:20 a.m. and promised that she was going to find her brother alive. The weather in Cambodia was hotter than ever, and Taijun ended up fixing a tuk-tuk for their travel since he didn't have his car, being his off day. When she asked him about him stopping at his office despite being an off day, he ignores the question, which increases Hannah's suspicion. When Hannah asks Taijun about the coordinates of wherever he has last seen Dewey, he stated that it was 75 kilometers towards Siem Reap in some run-of-the-mill village. As Taijun was concerned about her safety, he advised her not to get involved in the issue as things could get complicated if the authorities found out about it. But Hannah doesn't listen to him anyways and keeps on threatening him to reveal the truth of every detail related to Dewey. Taijun decides to do as she said, but for the last time. Hannah ends up visiting Dewey's apartment, but she still wasn't ready to believe her brother's death. They both were tracking a newly invented drug called Ka-947A and the distributor of it, the Italian mafia. It was easy to dress it up as a medical drug, and she lost contact with her brother before they met up again at the targeted point for the substance. When she demanded to know the reason for his acts of acting alone, She found out that her brother had a connection to the mafia, and she doesn't know if she should trust Tae-jun. Hana knew that she should be careful from right after and could guess the apartment was already bugged, noticing everything around the apartment including the clothing as well. But she believed there must be something Dooye left behind and found the table lamp which worked as a hidden projector. After using the projector on the wall, it seemed like a whole plan that Dooye left for her to investigate as she began calling someone she never wanted to contact in her life again, and the person called her one. It seems that the guy she has called is named Logan, and he instantly started teasing her for calling him at night, which started making her regret calling him. When Logan asked Hana about her being in Cambodia, she knew that Logan was still stalking her, so she wanted him to investigate the case of her brother. The instant Hana explained to Logan that the case involved mafia and mostly Giulio Parenti, Logan was hooked on it. Logan made up his mind at that moment and decided to get ready with all the things and weapons that Hana used to use for her missions. Valentine's Day is the name of a PMC that only takes on dangerous missions, and when they come for someone, it always results in their death. The arrival of Hana in the Valentine's Day storehouse, in Cambodia, got everyone spooked, but Oslo was happy to see her alive and joining again. It seems that Logan Valentine is actually the head of Valentine's Day, and he himself came to meet Hana after she reached the warehouse. Hana and Logan started looking into the projector that Dooye left, and Hana revealed everything that she knows about the case. She believes that her brother still isn't dead and collecting information tracking the Russian and Italian mobs. Since Hana thinks that Giulio has kidnapped her brother, he didn't believe that he is someone that keeps one without finishing them off, as it would waste his time. Logan also added that Smith and Petrov on the list were really close since the terrorist attack in Chicago, but he was surprised to see his client Mujin Kang on the list. Hana was excited to know about the person as he was a Korean, but Logan decided not to share any information about him as it was confidential. Judging the aura around the incident, Hana knew that the information could be fabricated, but Logan didn't understand why the intelligence service couldn't detect that first. Suddenly, a guy named Yoon Zong-yu entered the room with the information about Giulio Parenti's goods being stolen by Mesa, a Cambodian criminal organization that he received from intelligence. Hana noticed that the guy in front of him seemed half Korean, and he offered to help her as he was pleased to see a Korean in Cambodia. Meanwhile, Tae-jun was desperately looking for Hana on the street since he had no way of calling her and noticed her coming back jogging close to the house. He advised her not to go anywhere without him as he looked really concerned seeing her state. He again stated that she doesn't know how much is going on, but instead of listening to him fully, Hana held a gun to his face since he gave her a lot of missing information, especially regarding the video footage. Judging by everything that was seen in the video, Hana detected that it felt like everything in it was staged, and even though the intelligence service announced his death based on it, it was an altered version. Agitated Tae-jun couldn't hold off his mouth and revealed the news of a body wearing a suicide vest that was so badly damaged that the authority couldn't perform an autopsy on it. Not only that, but also the dog tag was the main reason why they confirmed that person to be Dooye, and the situation led to Hana threatening Tae-jun to lie to his superiors. Suddenly, something hit Tae-jun and he fell down. Yoon Zong-yu then came out from the shadows. Hana gets ready with her motorbike to head to the coordinates of a safe house where the Cambodian crime syndicate head was supposed to be in. Yoon Zong-yu confirmed that it sure is a prime location, so she should lie low before she receives more instructions, as Giulio was about to make his move soon for his stolen goods. Hana informs Yoon Zong-yu that she was about to sneak into the property, and just when she was about to leave for the location, he ends up asking if she is seeing anyone or not. But she ends up showing the middle finger to him, and he wishes her the best of luck to make it out of there. After reaching the safe house, Hana was regretting her life decisions while checking up on all the guns they had in the house. She really wanted to believe her brother was still alive, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Hana finishes eating and gets ready with all of her guns, which ends up ending the whole day. When Logan called the next night, Hana couldn't stop herself from asking Logan about Yoon Zong-yu's part in Valentine's Day since he doesn't wear one of the badges of the association. Just when Logan said something about Yoon Zong-yu being Lou, suddenly Hana noticed something inside the house and grabbed her pistol, dropping the phone. It was Yoon Zong-yu who came out of the shadows and then cleared up his name being Edward Liu in the USA. Hana was flabbergasted to see him inside the house, and Logan was laughing another side of the phone, knowing that it was Yoon Zong-yu who arrived in the house since he isn't an easy person to deal with. When Hana sets the chair for him and asks why he came all the way to the safe house, he stated that he had some personal business to attend to, and at the same time he explained he has to settle his own score with the Mesa. Hana knew the Mesa syndicate since they are the ones whom she is supposed to investigate, as they are one of the drug cartels that have a hold on Cambodia. It meant the Mesa wasn't satisfied just stealing from the Italian mafia, they killed someone from the Sicilian mafia. But she didn't understand how her brother got involved in it, and Yoon Jong-yu promised to not get in her way as he will take care of the mesa as he planned. But Hana grabbed his collar saying that he isn't from Valentine's Day, and Yoon Jong-yu also agreed with it since he only promised her to help while she is in Cambodia. But then Hana moves with the question of whom he is affiliated with, but instead of answering the question, he leaned with his lips close to hers to get into a kiss. When they were almost about to kiss, suddenly Hana gets a call from Logan informing her that the mesa is on the move as they will arrive at the location in almost 3 hours. Not only that, but also, there might be 40 of them, all heavily armed with 1 trailer, 2 shipping containers, and 6 trucks, while Parenti picked up on their movements to pursue them. When Logan asked if she could handle the situation, the scene changes into a bloody state of Hana sitting on the ground beside multiple bodies as a man enters the room, setting his feet on dead bodies and stating goodbye to her in Italian. It seems that 1 hour ago, Hana was planting landmines on the road with the hope of detonating them when Mesa appeared, and her only mission then will be to sneak into the trailer as the chaos unfolded, just to wait for Parenti to show up on his own. Yoon Jong-yu wasn't taking the situation much seriously as he kept poking her with the topic of him starting to like her more than he hoped. Then one by one, Mesa and their vehicles all arrived, and the Italian mafia was 25 minutes behind them in 5 black SUVs. Hana and Yoon Jong both were ready to take notes of the trucks incoming, and Hana used the landmines to blow up the truck. When the others were busy in the chaos, Hana detected signs of life inside the trailer and found a bunch of armed goons inside it. One by one, everyone was wiped out clearly by Hana's gun controlling ability, but one of the men got behind her somehow. Yoon Jong-yu ended up saving Hana's life, and the Italian mafia was still arriving at the location. When Hana sneaked inside the trailer, they detected the truck moving at high speed, so a large collision was anticipated. The driver seemed really troubled to be in the situation, and all of a sudden, the collision really occurred, which injured Hana really badly. Yoon Jong was really worried about Hana as she got hit on the head with one of the steel cases, but she did her best to get ready for the situation that coming soon. A man entered the trailer and Hana tried to warn the man saying that she will shoot, but he has no fear of her. The man held her hand along with the gun telling her to shoot, and she finally saw someone behind him who looked like Logan as he hit her head, making her unconscious. When Logan asked what he wanted to do with her, he answered the question having a sinister look on his face, saying he needs to see if she is useful or not. The next scene reveals that the man who took Hana away and locked her up somewhere away is actually Giulio Parenti, the head of the Italian mafia. Hana confesses to him about waiting for him inside the trailer as she refused to disclose her information to Giulio. She started playing mind games with him, stating that he will need to keep her alive, but he wasn't a bit amused by her words. When he used the opportunity to make her gag with his fingers, stating that she must get used to the behavior, Logan suddenly entered the room stating that Giulio was supposed to kill her, but the dangerous look on his face made him quit from saying what he intended to. Not understanding the communication between them, got confused but only focused on getting an opening from the ropes. Just when Logan was about to shoot her with his own pistol, Hana ended up taking him hostage to turn around the situation in her favor. She held the pistol to Logan's head, warning Giulio not to come any closer, stating that she was going to complete her task as the goons of the Italian mafia rushed to the scene. Noticing that the scene was about to escalate, Giulio asked her what she wants from him, and she answered the question by saying she needs his help. It seems that Hana needed his help to find the person who kept impersonating, as the mission will benefit them both.